Good morning, guys. This is Leffinen. I am coming to you from another video. So we are going to go through and break these down. All right. So when we're talking about what exactly you guys need and what you guys don't need and everything, it's all about how much you're willing to spend. Now, I know I've talked about this in other videos about like spending and all this other kind of stuff and how people do good spending, people do bad spending, all this other kind of stuff. A lot of times whenever you see these pop-up sales and it has this times two aspect, like usually it would only be this, but then they give you more, through that. They're actually a really good way in order to increase your stuff. So for like the Pharaoh Bazaar sale, twice as many Ramses coins. The coins is all for the bazaars, it's going to be like the luck of the draw. Like I spent $4.99 trying to get Ramses because he was the last captain I didn't have, and I didn't get him because that thing always slides to something that I don't want every single time. It's like, what's the crappiest thing that we could give him? Oh, that's what we're giving him. So when you see these times two sales, a lot of times they're really well worth it. They'll do them with dragon orbs, they'll do them with different things. But just make sure that you're being very careful with what you can and cannot spend. Come up with like a budget as far as what you're willing to spend on the game in the course of a month, and then have it to where you pick out the things that like really work for you. If I'm recommending anything, it's the triumphal, like the triumphal ass or like tourney thing. Hold on, I'll show you. Triumphal challenge, and it's got the three different rows or three different columns depending upon if you're on your phone or on a computer or whatever. It's rows for the computer and columns for your phone. I would highly recommend this above anything else. Like factor that into your budget. And then, I mean, because everybody goes out, everybody goes through and has fun. Like you can always like set aside some spending money for yourself. Figure out what you can do purchase wise that fits in that. And then this way you're playing so that you're not putting yourself in a financial hole. This game will definitely suck you dry if you play it too much or if you're getting super competitive and everything else. All right. So speaking of super competitive, I am going to show you what to do and what not to do when it comes down to following the rules. This video is going to be all about ROE, basically rules of engagement. Now, every single time that you get onto the game, you're going to notice that there's always the chat aspect. Like people will go through and they'll be talking to each other, everything else. And granted, I am not used to like the different, like what, the different components of a computer version of this versus the components of, like, let's say a phone aspect of it. So if I'm clicking around on these things in a little bit weird way and everything like that, I do apologize. But, it's my first time doing this. So let's look at the group chats. So we have the kingdom, right? We have your clan chat. Always make sure that you keep your clan chat up and everything. So like in this version, in the computer version, you can have it to where you're like in this mode. And then you'll see that it continues on at the bottom of the screen to where I can still see what they're saying. But it's not going to be to where like it's going to take up my entire screen. And then what I do is I see something that I'm just like, ooh, I need to, make sure that I look at that or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, let's go up here to clan chat. And then this way I can actually go through and type out my message. And then I can post it up here onto my clan or whatever. So there's different ones that, have been like sent out to me and other people in the groups and everything. Like Gogo's vacation is a funny thing that or Coco's vacation. It's a funny thing that my clan did for if you're going to be gone for more than a day or two, so that this way the clan doesn't think that you're a piece of crap player that's just not really playing at all and taking up a spot that somebody else could have, because then they'll kick you out. At least you can notify everybody ahead of time, hey guys, I'm going on vacation or whatever. It's a really good idea. I suggest that all clans do it, just so that this way you get it to where like you can keep track of whether or not somebody actually has an excuse, kind of like a doctor's note or something like that. All right, so rules of engagement, and this for our kingdom and everything. I'm just going to go through and hit the highlights of it because when you're a player, if you do not know the rules, then it's going to screw you. If you're in the military, I know that there's a bunch of people from my clan that are ex-military. I am ex-military. If you do not know the rules of engagement, then you go to Leavenworth and you spend the rest of your life in jail. In this case, jail is basically to where they can deactivate your account and have it to where it doesn't matter how much money you poured into it, it's gone. Like your entire progress, gone. So make sure you abide by the rules of engagement. So they basically created this so that this way everybody knows exactly what you can and cannot do. I mean, granted, there's some chat in here and everything, and there's some like, hey, don't do this, hey, don't do that. But I'm going to try and hit the highlights and everything. So, granted, when they create the rules of engagement, it also gets like adjusted or whatever. So they're also trying to, in rules of engagement, a lot of times the reason why they do this is so that this way everybody has a chance to play in a fun way. So I'm going to try and, hit those highlights so that this way you understand why it is the way that it is. And you'll see that some people come up with suggestions as far as like, hey, this should be this way, this should be that way, blah, blah, blah. Here's the actual thing from God King Magic Carp or whatever. I don't know. I guess that's our new leader, something. Message hidden by moderator. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So here's the thing that you need to see. For our kingdom, they decided to put the brackets on cities 15 through 18. That means whatever your capital level is, that dictates what your city is at. So this is titled Fair Fights, right? If you're anyone below 10, they can fight each other, but you can't fight them. Like, so if you're a level 11 or 12, you cannot fight at 10 or below. If you're 11 through 14, you can fight each other. 15 through 18, you can fight each other. And then 19 and up. 19 and up is a big, huge assortment. So what that means is let's say that we have a guy that like, I'm not going to use his actual name. I'll just call him Lord. But Lord is at level 217 for his hero. And Lord has a city that is currently sitting at, I think, like 33 for his capital. If you're level 19, Lord can attack you. That's basically what it is. And then they also say in here, you may not attack the same player more than once an hour, with the exception of defeat on your attack. So if you attack somebody and you lose, then you cannot, then you can attack them again. But let's say, for instance, that you totally hate somebody. You cannot keep on going through and keep on attacking them over and over again. Now, I know that this is like specific to our kingdom or whatever, but this also applies to a lot of other kingdoms. In the other kingdoms, you will find brackets, and you will find it to where there's things that you can attack, things that you can't attack. Like you can attack a portal normally, but this one says attacking a player's portal is not allowed unless the portal was used for an attack on you. So if, let's say that there's a portal right outside of my clan's area, and they have it to where like usually the strongest player of that clan is going to set it up. And then they might reinforce their army with other people. Like other players will join their army just so that they could go through, and they can usually get extra conquest points out of it. The other players from the other clan are going to go through and try and attack that portal. But when it's, their strongest player, plus you also have players that are reinforcing them, you're probably not going to be able to kill the portal. So then that clan is going to go unimpeded constantly out of that portal towards you guys. So the only way to really do it is you have to amass different people from your clan into your strongest player and then have a group march up against that portal. And then you're talking about one big group versus another big group, and hopefully you can go through and actually defeat it. So knowing the brackets, and then also you cannot attack clan buildings. That's one thing that is forbidden. And violations means that basically you are, screwed. So do not attack like clan forts, do not attack other things like that. The ROE is very important to know Kind of like, hey, if you get to a resource first, then that's your resource. If anybody attacks you, then it's not allowed. If the resource belongs to a different clan, then they can attack you, but make sure that you don't go onto other clans' areas. So if the dividing line of a clan, and let me show you this because this is something that has happened to me so many times. Let me I think I have an idea on how to do this. Oh, sorry guys, it's been a while. Okay, so this is basically your clan area, right? Wish I knew how to zoom out. Oh wait, there it is. Okay, so this is as far as I can zoom out and everything. My clan, its clan forts, unfortunately has been destroyed, so its area is shrinking. Like this is a small clan area. Used to be bigger, but you know what? That's what I used to say to a lot of my dates. It used to be bigger. It's a joke, by the way. Hopefully you have a sense of humor. Anyways, so when you're looking at the clan area and everything, see this blue line that goes around the outside of it? That means that this is your friendly territory. This is your clan area. We have a clan, portal or a player portal that's right outside of our clan. And you can always click on it and you can see who it is. This guy is from, a different clan in our kingdom and everything. Really super powerful. He's actually a pretty nice dude and everything when you talk to him and all. Now, granted, I don't particularly like the fact that I don't like some of his players in his clan, but he is a good dude. So you'll find that a lot of times, like just because somebody's in an enemy clan doesn't mean you guys can't be nice to each other. It doesn't mean you can't talk back and forth. It's good to actually make friends with other players in other clans because sometimes you'll be fighting each other, but then you'll be like, hey, we need to ally up in order to go attack so-and-so. And then also another thing that you can do is you can be civil and be like, hey, how about I attack you and then you attack me so that this way we could trade blows and get conquest points, but we're not going to be like really like trying to maliciously kill each other. Okay, so this little thing over here is something that is super useful. You can click on the little pin thing, and then what it does is anytime that you've ever saved a location. So I have to save locations of other players because of the fact that I can only attack certain players. So I have because I'm level 19 and up for my city, and because of the fact that I have it to where my army is super powerful, I can only face off against certain people. So these are some of the people that I can go through and kill. Now, granted, what it does is, and I'll show you how to do this. Let's say, for instance, that later on, I want to know where exactly this monster is so I can go through and kill it. So I click on it, and then it comes up with the location right here. And you can click on the little, this thing and copy the location and put it in the chat. So if I click this, and then I go down to the chat area, let's say that I'm going to talk to different people in my clan. So you click on this right here, and it'll copy whatever the last thing was that you meant to copy into the chat area. So if somebody's like, hey, where's that monster that we want to go kill and everything, you can go through and click on the monster's location, and then you could go through and copy it into the chat, and then this way they can see exactly where it is. They click on the location, and then bam, they see exactly where it's at, and they're like, oh, it's right here. That type of thing. Or if you're like, hey, I can actually attack this guy. So let's say, for instance, that we're looking at this guy right here, 19, so I can attack them or whatever. I can always save that location or whatever. Either that, or if you want to do it this way, you can hit the pin, and then it's like Common Barbarian Squad. It will tell you what exactly, and then you can save it. I'm not going to save it because I don't really want to be looking at a Common Barbarian Squad for them down the line, but it is useful so that this way, if you're like, who can I attack from other clans, what you might want to do is have it to where before you ever get into clan wars, go through and look at other clans' areas. So like I'm looking at this clan right now, and then I could be like, okay, there's a 20 right there. I can attack that guy. So then I would go through and I'd pin his location so that this way, if I'm in Clash of Thrones or whatever, then I can go through and attack a massive amount of people super quick instead of having to go through and be like, okay, let me scroll around a little bit and try and find somebody that might be able to attack and blah, 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 blah. It's really freaking annoying because then like you're like, wait, this is Ocean. There's nobody over here. All these people are weak. I can't fight them over here, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, sometimes like you'll see a city smoking, which means that somebody else has attacked it and they just haven't repaired their walls. It's sometimes a good idea just to leave your city smoking because then like people are less likely to be like, oh, I'm going to attack them because, you know, they've already been attacked. Don't be mean type of thing, whatever. And you can go through and like look around and see what exactly like for this one right here, this is a crypt, but for this crypt, it's rare. And that means that usually you have to kill an elven citadel of like level 10, 11, or I'm sorry, 10, 15, 20, and get a key for that in order to be able to attack it. So see how this is like orange in the background and it's a 25? I probably need to attack a level 25 Elven Citadel in order to get the key in order to be able to go after their crypt. That's what that means. So you have it to where like you can peruse around a map this way. I mean, granted, your clan mates can go through and help you find targets, like find somebody else in your clan that is the exact same power as you for their capital building. And then this way they can help you out with this. Like this tree looking thing, that's another crypt. You have other crypts like right here. You have enemy portals. Enemy portals will show up as red, and then friendly portals will show up as blue. Trying to find a heroic monster. Sometimes you'll see like big monsters like this and everything, and yeah, their power can get really massive really quick. Tell you what, let's use the best function that I have. So I'm going to do the watchtower. I'm going to look for monsters. I can specify what exactly I'm looking for. So let's say that I'm just looking for heroics. So I'm going to click on the other ones in order to get them deactivated. Heroics are not level 10, so you got to increase it on up. So let's say that I was going to fight a level 18 heroic. And I'm actually going to, because why not? It's fun. Plus I agreed to my clan chief and everything that I would kill some heroics. So what, like with this monster, it's pretty close to my clan. My clan's border is right here, so I don't need a portal or nothing. They're level 18. With my current level of guardian or guardsman level 6, I can fight an 18. If you're trying to figure out what exactly you can fight, take the monster, divide it by 3, and that's probably what you need to be in order to be able to destroy it. Now, granted, there is a little bit of leeway in that or whatever. If you want to do it by 4, you could probably get away with it. Like a 16, you can probably be a guardsman level 4, but you're going to need mercs and other thing in order to help you out. So I'm going to fight this level 18. The reason why you fight heroics, especially when you get higher up, is not because of the valor. It's not because of the XP. It's because of what exactly it gives the clan. So this is going to give the clan like the raw materials in order to be able to help them build buildings. So it's steel. So I'm going to click attack. And I need to also bring another captain. Trying to figure out why it's not letting me pick on that captain. Hold on. We'll come back to this. Hold on. Scale that. Let's go there. I want to bring a captain that is useful, so I'm going to pick, let's pick Ada. I like her. All right, so Ada, look, she doesn't have anything equipped, so we're going to equip her. I have some different levels of stuff, so let's do that. Let's do that. And let's do also this. So we got some blue and some green. It's pretty good, you know, whatever. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do the purple. Purple's more powerful. Okay, and then we're gonna have to stick with one blue. It's fine. Let's do the, oh, not that. Gosh, I'm clicking like an amateur. This is what happens when you have never played on the computer. Okay, so anyways, now I got 3 captains. Okay, so the other thing that you need to make sure, whenever you're going to plan an attack, make sure you actually have battle armor on. So if we're clicking on, let's say, her, she has battle armor. Clicking on Cleopatra, battle armor, battle armor. Can't even tell you how many times I've gone into battle and everything and I wasn't wearing my battle armor, or I didn't make sure that the other aspects of my abilities were being utilized. So like, here's another thing that you gotta make sure. If you have premium, make sure that you are going to click on the premium, and then we're gonna make sure that Great Marshal is activated. So right now I'm in Great Marshal mode, which means that I will be better fighting, 25% better, 25% better health. That's good. The other thing that I want to make sure is up and running is my VIP status. Right now, I am level 22 for VIP. That is active and on. You can see that the strength of army is up another 18% from being VIP. So there are different things that you might want to make sure that, hey, I have this active, I'm using it, and I'm ready to go. Do not go into battle where you're like, you know, oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot that. There's no rush on a lot of these fights to kill monsters. You have plenty of time in the day. Suck it up. Do it. All right, so now we're going to attack this heroic level monster. I got all my different guys going, right? And ladies. Ladies and gentlemen. So then now I'm going to go through and do select all. Now, select all whenever you're doing an attack is kind of like a easy way to be able to act, like make sure that stuff goes, but it's also bad. You do not send griffins to fight regular level monsters. I'm not sending epic monster hunters in order to fight in something that's non-epic monster. I'm not going to send a archer because of the fact that you only send melee guys, whether or not they're horseback or whether or not they are swords. So send them. I will be sending my monsters because they are powerful. I am not going to send my griffins. There is no point. You do not send them. This is, I think, my ballista or whatever. Not sending it. Not sending my level 5 catapults. You do not send catapults. You do not send griffins. You also do not send archers. You send guardsmen that are spearmen, guardsmen that are mounted. That's pretty much it. I had some leftover swordsmen or whatever. I hope they die. Just being honest. Now you can see on the right-hand side all the different troops that I'm going to be going up against. And when it's heroics, trust me, they are difficult. So now I'm ready for it. It says that it's going to take 9 minutes and 14 seconds in order to get there. I love the time estimation. Now, if I set a portal up ahead of time, it works. But I'm just going to show you guys how to speed it up. So now you can see that I have my line that's basically angled towards it. Make sure that you pay attention to which way the arrows are going. Sometimes people are going away from you or they're going towards you, and you need to know which is which. And because of the fact that I do not want to wait 9 minutes in order to basically go through this, I clicked my speed up button up here at the top. I'm going to click on my speed up, use. It's down to 2 minutes, 10 seconds, use. I have no intention of waiting very long. So now you can see my hero screaming on across. And we engage it. I beat it. Run away, run away, run away. Now, for the computer, it shows up right here down in the down middle. For the cell phone, it shows up in the bottom right-hand corner, and it looks like this. Big, huge X. People died. Okay, so reviving. When you're reviving and everything, you need to make sure that you only revive guys using certain means. So if it's a monster, right? I love my monsters. I want them back. I want them alive, all this other kind of stuff. So I'm going to revive them with potions. Some people can argue, oh, don't do that, blah, 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 whatever. But it's all up to you and your choice. I'm going to use my gold. I do have extra gold and everything that I've been saving up for a while. So I'm going to revive my monsters using my gold. If you have enough potions to be able to utilize it that way, then do it. But it also depends. If it's a really low level person that you don't really need, then just click the upper right hand corner and just hit the X and get rid of them. These mercs, even though it says 2, they are above a 7. They are basically the equivalent of an 8. So they are super powerful. So I'm going to revive them because I need them. And that is that. So that is how basically you take on a monster, kill it, and then go through and help yourself out with the revival aspect. So looking around the world, right? There are certain areas, and this is the last thing I'm going to say for this, video as far as, around the world. By the way, if you guys ever have any questions that I didn't address in a video, you can always go through and leave a comment, and then I'll try and go through and make sure I do a video over it. So just in case. If you build in, let's say for instance that I was to be like, okay, I want to put like a quarry or, I want to build something, right? So you're going to click on an area, right? And then it's going to give you different types of options. So for this, I can either I can teleport my entire city over there. I can open a portal. I can also go through and build different resource mounds or whatever on that. So, and by the way, I've never done this in the computer version, so I apologize. Oh, here it is. Build, teleport. I'm not teleporting my city. Heck no. Open portal. I don't need anything. I don't need easy access to over there. Although sometimes it's good in order to set up portals throughout the inside of your clan area in order to have it to where this way your players can get to different areas around you in a quicker way. So whether or not it's next to a clan university or in order to provide food or silver or whatever, sometimes those things help out. And it's also that your other clan members can use them. Their troops will be teleported immediately through your portal, and then they can keep on continuing on their way. So for instance, this blue one right here, set up by one of our clan members, it's right next to this building, which is the clan fort. And a lot of times people will take their armies and they'll put them in a clan fort as basically like hey, I'm, hiding there. So when you're being attacked, I'm sorry, I'm adding this in. If you're being attacked, you want to hide either in a bubble city or in the clan fort. It is illegal in most ROEs, in most kingdoms, or in most, kingdoms, in order to attack a clan building, especially a clan fort. So hide out there, and then you don't have to worry about your army being destroyed. You can also, stay within your city walls, and your walls hopefully are strong enough to protect you. And then the last thing is the last two things, you can just stay there and fight. Or one trick that other players do a lot, they'll take their army and they'll send it out of the city right before the person attacks. So let's say, for instance, this person. Let's say that they get attacked. They go through a portal, or they come to a portal on the outside of our clan area. They go on in. They're going to attack this person. If the person knows and has warning over the fact that the other guy is attacking, then they can go through and be like, you know what? I'm going to send my army on out to go to, let's say, this other person's, city. You can take your army and constantly move it around to different areas in order to hide your troops. Troops cannot be killed in transit. So they can kill or they can try and destroy your empty city, but you can still easily rebuild because you don't have to rebuild much. It's just the walls. So keep in mind that you always have options as far as like, what might be a good way to keep alive or whatever. All right. So I was alluding to it and I needed to get to it. When you click on a certain area and you have the choice to build or whatever, let's say we decide to build. There is a mimic chest that if you open, you have like a certain amount of minutes in order to destroy it. I think it's like 8 minutes. And then your clan gets this reward out of it and everything. But you have to have it runs low. I think you only get one free one, and then you got to go find ways in order to go get it. You could build gold mines. If it says unavailable, that means that on that area you cannot build anything. So I can build a gold mine on top of that mountain, but I can't build anything else. And certain areas are good for certain things. Like if you have trees, well then I can build a lumber mill or a sawmill or whatever, but I'm not going to be able to build a quarry or whatever. So depending upon where exactly you build or teleport your city will be what exactly you can do in that area. All right, so I think I've addressed pretty much most of the major things that people need to know. Please go through, and if you're a beginner player that needs to like learn something or has a question on something or whatever, comment in the comments section and everything. I'll try and go through and make sure that I read them. You can always contact me if you're inside my kingdom. Leffinan, pretty easy to spell, Lefinan. And my kingdom will be open on September 23rd. So then at that point, you guys can always message me and tell me that I suck or whatever. And that also works too. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll try and make more videos as I recognize other things that I need to do. Talk to you guys later. Bye.